Every morning at exactly the same time, just as the pale sun crept between the cracked buildings and painted the alley in tired gold, the soft sound of footsteps would echo down the narrow lane. Anna noticed it on the third day, though she had tried to pretend she hadn't. At first, she thought it was coincidence, someone passing through, someone lost, but the rhythm never changed. Slow, careful, respectful, and then the knock. Not loud, never demanding, just two gentle taps, as if whoever stood there already knew how fragile the world inside that door was. When she opened it the first time, he said nothing. He merely placed a small paper bag at her feet. Inside, a loaf of warm bread and a bottle of milk. His eyes met hers only briefly, dark, steady, kind, and then he nodded and walked away. No explanation. No questions, no pity. Anna closed the door that day with trembling hands. Her apartment smelled of damp walls and old loneliness, the kind that settles into furniture and bones alike. She had once lived differently. Once she had laughter in her kitchen, flowers on her windowsill, and a husband who would kiss her forehead before work. That life ended quietly, the way most tragedies do, not with a scream, but with a hospital hallway and a doctor who couldn't meet her eyes. After that came bills, debts, hunger she lied about, and nights when she pretended sleeping was easier than crying. Pride kept her from asking for help. Shame taught her to disappear. So when the bread came, warm, real, unexpected, it felt like mercy she hadn't earned. The next day he came again. Same time, same knock, same bag. She waited this time. Watched the clock. Her heart betrayed her, hoping before she could stop it. When she opened the door, he smiled faintly, just enough to say, "I see that you're still here." He didn't ask her name. She didn't ask his. He set down the bread and milk, nodded once, and left. Neighbors noticed eventually. The woman across the hall whispered. The man downstairs frowned. But the visitor never wavered. Rain or sun, cold mornings when breath turned white, even Sundays, even holidays, bread, milk, silence. Anna began to plan her days around him. Not in desperation, but connection. She cleaned the small table. She brewed weak tea to drink while waiting. She began to leave the door unchained. And one morning as he turned to go, she spoke. It startled both of them. "Thank you." Her voice cracked like unused glass. He paused, turned back, studied her face as though memorizing it. Not as a poor widow, not as a charity case, but as a woman still standing. "You're welcome," he said. His voice was low, warm, carefully measured. "I'll see you tomorrow." And for the first time in years, Anna believed in tomorrow. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. The world outside stayed cruel. Jobs were scarce. Kindness rarer, but this ritual carved out a small island of safety. Sometimes he stayed a moment longer. Sometimes he asked how she was sleeping. Once, he brought honey. Another time, apples. He never crossed the threshold unless invited. He never looked at her with hunger or judgment, only with patience, and that was what began to undo her. Because hunger could be endured. Loneliness could not. One morning he arrived without the bag. Anna's heart dropped before she opened the door. When she did, he was holding nothing in his hands, only standing there, straighter than usual, breathing deeper, like a man about to step off a cliff he had studied for a long time. "Today," he said slowly, "I bring you something else." She felt the walls close in. Fear rushed where hope had been.
He met her eyes, unwavering.
"Today," he continued, "I bring you my heart, if you accept." And everything she had been running from finally reached her.